Dum dum dum. Da-dum dum da-dum. Yeah, hello there, people. I'm so glad to see you. Now, don't be surprised and don't be alarmed if you see me disappearing somewhere through the show because, I like to take some beer during my show. And one of the things that I thought might be an interesting topic for today, it's a little bit different. You know, for example, I don't know if you have been following the latest events, but there was this country of Belarus where there is regime change or government change, and we don't know if it's going to happen or not, but it looks that way. Now, how is it happening? And one has to say that it is happening very much in Swedish style. And you know what? I think it is very interesting to see um, what is the image of Scandinavian women in general and what Scandinavian idea of woman power is for me. And one of the things that I find interesting it is that somehow many people sort of they just look at some portion, but they forget to look that it is quite wide. Okay, and I think it is interesting because, for example, some people say that whoa, there is feminism, and it looks only sort of like that. I'm gonna as usual change the. I'm gonna share the window, share the broadcast so that you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see, and let's try militant feminism. Militant feminism. So there are some women that or men that sort of yes, there are some women and men that sort of see that feminists are a little bit like I don't know something like that and maybe even further away, maybe even like I don't know uh, something like that. Okay? Like that girl. Is that visible to you guys? So some people perceive that feminists are more or less like this. So radical feminism and all of this. But I think there are two sides to this thing, like pretty much to everything else. And I think there are some things in feminism which I think I can definitely agree with and that are not so bad or actually quite good. I mean, there are some simple things which feminism is, and mm, in which I find it hard for any reasonable person to disagree. For example, that men and women should have the same type of salary for the same work. That is actually originally a feminism idea, and I find it quite sane. Okay, and I also find it humane. Like general, we're all people. And if the work we do is about the same, then yeah, we should get about the same pay. Then I think that if we sort of do our work about the same, then our chances to get promoted should also be about the same, right? I mean, what do you think? Do you think that guys and girls should get paid the same for the same type of work? Do you think people should be equal in that type of thing? Do you think we should have an equal chance for promotion? I do, but do you? Also, do you think there should be a female voting right? Do you think women should be allowed to vote? I think women should be allowed to vote, but it is a relatively sort of a fresh idea for the world. It is actually less than 100 years, and many of people simply don't know that. And it was a Scandinavian thing that came out, and that many people choose to support. And then there is this other thing, like I showed you, the militant feminism, where people think that it's necessary to shave off their hair and to wear some militant boots or things like that. And somehow it's not so much, it's just not my cup of tea, right? It's nothing for me. But whoever does it and they enjoy it, so yeah, fine. Just, you know. But at the same time, why does it work? Because sort of it feels like in this way Scandinavia is simply ahead, and it is moving a large parts of the world. We are in Scandinavia, we are moving the world towards something like this. Mm, I've been around for around 40 years, and I can see that more and more of the world is sort of becoming like that. Okay, that if you look at Scandinavia, that you're sort of traveling in a time machine. Okay, and one of the things that I saw now when it was those events in Belarus, three women came out on top. There are three people leading the opposition, and those three are three ladies. I'm going to share the screen again, and I'm going to find you them. I think it's interesting. Maybe you don't, but I don't care. This is my show, so I'm going to show it to you anyway. Three ladies, opposition of Belarus. Can you see this? Do you see any of this stuff? Well, anyway, you see? You see, there they are. Those three ladies. Yay! Woohoo! Three ladies. Ta-da! This one, that one, and that one. So it is quite a Swedish idea, and by having this sort of thing, Sweden is sort of spreading. Sweden is spreading the way we think. Okay, those now I would have to start playing to show you this one, but you'll find her somewhere else. Anyway, those are the ladies, and there's another piece where you can see them. There they are. Ta-da! Okay. So, is there any of them you find has a good style, or maybe you actually find one of them fancy? Huh? 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 But anyway, it is quite a Swedish style, and we can sort of conclude that this sort of way of looking at things, where Sweden excels, is sort of exploding all over the world. Now, one thing where most of you might not even think about it, and it is the fact that we have this situation where what is her name? Camilla O'Harris? O'Hara? The Biden's running name? What is her name? Biden's running name? Camilla O'Harris? Camilla O'Hara? I think, how do you pronounce that? Let me check it out again. Biden's running mate. Biden's running mate. Yeah. Let's see who that is. That is Kamala. I'm sorry, not Camilla O. Harris, but actually her name is Kamala Harris. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry I pronounced it wrong. It's Kamala Harris. So anyway, Kamala Harris. Yeah, she might be your next president. I mean, many people don't like to talk about that, but Biden is, what is he, 84 years old? I'm gonna look it up while we're having this show. You know, how old is Joe Biden? No, he's 70 some. Oh, 77. Okay. But anyway, by the time, if he's elected to office, he will be 81 years old. Okay. So, as you know, when people get over 80, they can become a little bit, you know, slightly disorganized, should we put it that way? To put it mildly. So, even in case that he's alive in 4 years, still there is not so little chance that Kamala O'Harris or Kamala O'Hara, she might take over, simply because sort of Joe Biden might be a little bit too old and too tired for that. So, you might be looking at your new female president. How is that perspective for you people, huh? Yeah, I know that there are some of you who are sitting back there and who are ready to crush your TV or computer or wherever you're watching me. Yeah, that's just, yeah. But that's true. That's true. The world is changing. Times will never be the same. Times are changing. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, and this idea is spreading all over the world. And I think that there is pretty much everything where you have like a reasonable amount of something. Like in Swedish, there is this word that's called lagom. It is not directly translated to any other language at all, but it's sort of like good enough. That's one translation of it. But also, it is enough for everybody so that everybody can get some. Any updates? Okay. Let me see. Good evening. Any updates on Belarus? Also, did you see Kamala Harris is VP? Yes, I was just talking about Bud's backyard test. Yes, hello, Lucky Chucky. Yes, I was just talking about her. So funny that you would mention it. Yes. Okay, now Belarus. Let's go back to Belarus. Three ladies, like I said, there are three ladies that are sort of leading the charge over there. And since you guys are over here, unfortunately, it seems that right now there are only guys watching us. I'm going to show you those ladies, and you're going to tell me if you like what you see. Guys, do you think that any one of them has sort of nice style? And if yes, which one it is? And let me allow me not to be totally politically correct, but do you think any of these ladies has any kind of sex appeal? Which one do you think looks handsome? Yeah, I'm gonna be frank and ask you like this, completely politically incorrect. Yes, there they are. Yes. There are those ladies. Ta-da! There's a little bit more of them. Huh? What do you say, guys? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say about those ladies? Huh? Do they look nice to you? Middle one for sure. The middle one. Okay, all right. Well, I'm afraid that I'll be a little bit sort of old fashioned, but maybe, in my opinion, I will be a little bit like, yeah, well, middle one is nice, but I do think that this one looks kind of good too. But this one, I think the hair is a little bit too short, and I find it strange when it's first blonde and then it's like really, really black. It's not really my cup of tea. Yeah, guys, you see, there we are talking politics. Oh, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about them. So, is this picture visible for you guys? So, this one, she is actually a real proper 100% housewife. And she makes some really, really good food. Yeah, this lady. She has been even talking about how she's making food and how she didn't plan to go into politics at all, how she joined only after her husband got arrested. But I mean, I can totally imagine her, staking something good. I also think, I fancy, I don't mean at all that ladies should, but can you see her staking something good? Just sort of squeezing totally out a piece of steak, getting all the juices out of it. Can you see that? Her doing that? I can sort of see that. What about you guys? I like dark hair, says Bud's Backyard. Yeah, yeah, that can be nice. The middle one looks like, yeah. And there is more voices for the middle one. I got banned at Ange. Well, what have you been doing, Bud's Backyard? Where have you been banned at Ange? Also, did you see Kamala Harris is vice president? Okay, well, when it comes to Kamala Harris, I mean, for me, she. It's so hard to remember a name like this. Kamala O'Harris. For me, it's Camila O'Hara. Okay, one question. One question, people. Like, look at this. Look at this photo. Please, just look at this. I want you to look at this picture and honestly tell me, the person you see, this person, does she look to you African American? If you would look at this person, would you say that she is African American? Can you tell me? You know? Look at this. Look at this. I don't know. I mean, at most, from what I see, there is some Spanish or maybe Italian woman looking at me. I don't see like how on this picture she's African American at all. Do you see what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, coming back to, oh yeah, let's find some more photos of her now since we're talking politics. Yeah, I like politics like that. Yeah, this is definitely how politics should be done. Guys, we found our own sort of style of making politics be. Oh, wow. Jeez, my jeez. Have you seen this, guys? Guys, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was nothing. Ah, you're killing me, people. Can't we see this photo? Let me see. There she is. Let's see if we can see this. Ta-da. Ta-da. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can you see this? Can you see what's going on over here? Guys, come on. Tell me honestly. Uh okay. Well, you can see her being African American. Okay. Just a good looking lady. Oh yeah, I think so too. I think she looks good. Yeah. Yeah, guys. I don't like her looks like Joker. Well, okay. Yeah, I think she looks nice. I think she looks nice, and also it totally depends what a pick of her you pick, because here she looks smoking. If you ask me. Look at those eyes. I mean, they look totally alive. She's like psh, hot. She looks really hot on a picture like that. Yeah. Anyway, now that we have found Kamala O. Harris. We have spoken about her. And like I said, this is sort of Sweden coming to all of you because there are women that are busting out in a big way because it's not just women, but it's also clearly women that have some, well, one could say by American measures, leftist style. That those ladies. I mean, let's face it, Kamala Harris, she's pretty much to the left, right? I mean, you have to agree that she is to the left. So yeah, and she clearly has some stance when it comes to feminism and women's rights and everything. And like I said before, there are some reasonable points in feminism. Like, for example, I think that women and men should get about the same type of, check if they work, if they have equal work, if they do an equal amount of work, equally good, they should get the same check. What do you think about that, guys? Should women and men get the same amount of pay for the same work? Bud's Backyard says, I would say almost a socialist. Oh, I will tell you a funny story, people. One time, not long after 9/11, I think it was winter 2001. Lucky Checky says, I mean, I guess. Yes. So in the winter of 2001, I was, or was it 2002? I don't remember, but yeah, maybe 2001 or 2002. I was away in Thailand, and there was only fox, 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 fox. I mean, okay, you can watch things in Thai, but if you wanted something in English, it was pretty much fox. And yeah, I started to watch O'Reilly Factor, and it was fascinating because in Sweden you can't get Fox even if you try. Like on the selection of your cable channels, we have four channels that broadcast Swedish news. We have, of course, easily accessible Euronews. We have sometimes we have Chinese news network, CCTV. Uh, we have Al Jazeera, which is an Arabic one, in English, of course. And then we have British Sky, we have BBC, we have CNN, but you can't get Fox. That's one of the things that you can't get in your cable package, no matter how much you try. Like, even if you make a special request and you're ready to pay, like, I don't know, $100 extra a month for it, you still can't get it. It's just yeah, it's impossible to. You don't get it in cable packages in here. Anyway, and just follow me with what I say. It's not like I would be complete fan of that, not in any way. But what I'm trying to say is that when I watched it, I wrote, I contacted Bill O'Reilly. Yeah, I contacted Bill O'Reilly, and he actually read my stuff that I wrote to him. It was quite fun. Yeah, I got him so mad. Yeah, that was funny. I got Bill O'Reilly quite mad because I started my letter by like, so I think it was something like, "Hello, dear comrade Bill O'Reilly," and boom, that second, I got him to explode because. I mean, of course, I don't address people normally as comrade, but I mean, in Sweden, it's way more normal than any other place else. Like, I mean, you can say a school comrade, and in Swedish, skolkamrat, a school comrade, is a pretty normal word. I got, uh huh. I got Fox free over the antenna. Yeah, yeah. I just sort of knew which buttons with O'Reilly I had to push. I knew exactly where I could squeeze in. Because being Swedish person in Thailand, I don't think that he reads that kind of stuff any day. So, but I found my way anyway. Yeah. And um, and then he was like, "I'm not your comrade, and you're not gonna take my guns only from my cold dead hands," or something like that. Yeah, but anyway, he also read the rest of the letter, and it was a bit fun. Yeah, but why am I trying to tell you that? Because slowly but surely, world is changing, and in many ways, it's becoming like Sweden, slowly, 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 bit by bit. Because first of all, people are having in general less and less kids. Secondly, there is this realization that it's a good thing if we get sort of more or less about the same pay for the same job. And then many people think that it would be good idea if career advancement chances would be about the same for all. And this kind of thing, like a vote for female vote, a vote right, a voting right for ladies, that would be a good idea too. So I think so, but I don't know, some people think that it's not. It's different for everybody, I guess. Anyway, so that what I was trying to say, that the standards, the idea of Sweden, the ideal of Sweden, about this more or less equal opportunity and equal rights, that it seems to be spreading around the world. And Sweden is sort of inserting, its own, like a, like, should I say, like a brain worm, like Sweden is putting something of its own with it. Like once you sort of like swallow this idea together with this kind of like equality or feminism worm, you also swallow Sweden, at least a little bit, because if there is like a worm and then you sort of hook it, and then Sweden is like a tiny, tiny part of that worm, and we spread the idea with it. And I find it fascinating because actually, the more I live, the more I find out that it actually works. Because some of the things, uh, couple of decades, if somebody would have told me things like this, I would have thought that they were, crazy in some way, because for example, like, who could have thought that America would have a black president? And now you might have a woman at that, because let's face it, Joe Biden is not going to live forever, and he might, pass on to the other world. But even if he doesn't, he sort of might become too tired or too old. uh, I have hired women for my construction company. Good job, bud. Good job. I paid them the same. They work better than some men I hired. Yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah, because aside from some simple things like lifting, when it comes to lifting with your own muscles, uh, so like um, abdominal muscles are slightly, slightly stronger in men. That's pretty much about it. That's pretty much about it. Then, other than that, physically, we don't have all that much of a difference. So, in general, physically, abdominal muscles and a slight difference in height. Women would tend to be slightly, slightly shorter on average, and that's about it. That's actually the funny thing. One thing, guys, I gotta tell you about Sweden. It's so funny. It's ridiculous, because we have all of this stuff, like feminism and things like that, how everything should be equal. And we even pay a pretty much good money, to be able to spread it all over the world, because, of course, we know that we will get uh, back some of it, from tourism, from all other things. Their glutinous maximus looks a lot better. Glutinous maximus. I think that is the biggest muscle in the body, and I think it is another word for a behind. Okay, well, I don't even need to know if it's right because I'm not gonna check it while I'm on the show. Because if I type it, I bet there will be all kinds of pictures coming up that are not that are not for this show. So anyway, I find it interesting and peculiar, so to say, that one of the things that Sweden has difference in height, difference in height. Like for many Swedish women, to very large extent, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It doesn't matter at all. Like, I mean, of course, they don't want to be with somebody who's maybe like a street bum. But aside from that, you know, alrighty then. Thanks for not banging me, Jebit. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, there is some sort of okay. I don't know what this means. I don't even know what to say about that. What? Okay. Like, what? All right, then. Thanks for not backing. Yeah, that was a funny way of saying it, man. That was funny. That was really, really funny. Yeah, so what I was trying to say is that anyway, in Sweden, being this all this equal, and that we in many ways are about the same, like the difference between rich and poor is relatively small and things like that. And many people don't care about, like, your material status, because unless you are like an alcoholic or you're in drugs or you have like a gambling problem or something like that, aside from people who have some problems like that, you can pretty much survive. Like, the state and the government will give you enough money that you will be more or less all right. I mean, there are very few people who are like really, really dirt poor in Sweden. That's for sure. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that many ladies don't care about material things in any particular way. And when it comes to whether like you're black or white or yellow, yeah, but there are quite a number of ladies and don't care about that either. But one of the things that will set them off, despite everything, is whether the guy is short or tall. I find this so funny. Like, of everything, every possible thing in the world, that like if a girl is tall, then she doesn't want to be with a guy who is small. Like in Sweden, women don't want to be with a guy who's shorter than them. I don't know why. I don't know. It's so funny. Like there is this huge like feminism, equal opportunity, equal this, equal that. They don't want you, to open the door for them to sort of, help them with their code, to put a chair in for them or whatever that is. No, but there's one thing. There's one thing. They wanna be the shorter one in relationship, and I find it so fascinating that out of all the things, they found this little thing and they sort of stick to it, and it's almost unanimous. I don't think I've even ever heard of a woman who likes a guy who would be shorter than her, like that her preference. I mean, sure, there can be some exception. There can be somebody who is with a great personality, humor, or whatever it is. But as a preference, as a point of preference, I don't know one single woman. I've never met one. I've never met one in Sweden who would prefer shorter guys than her. It simply doesn't exist. And I think that is absolutely fascinating. Now, anyway, I'm not gonna be here for very long. I just wanted to say that I guess sorry that I've been absent for a while in the real world, following the revolution and everything, because, like you probably know by now, that sometimes I do appear on Swedish state radio, like I did this week. And yeah, so also another small thing, which maybe I should have said at the beginning of everything, but anyway, there were a couple of people who were saying that I should probably that I'm supposed to put in the number for like save people who are thinking about like suicide. Well, you know what? Like a suicide hotline or something. And a short friend of mine had a tall wife, but he had a very big weenie dog. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. So, where I was about to go is that, like I was saying, where was I? Oh yes, yes, yes. There are some people who think that I should have put in my video a little piece where I should have said that it should be about like a suicide hotline. That in my video I should have some lines with a suicide hotline. And one thing that I wanted to say, no, of course, you don't hear me swearing and using some sort of swear words and things like that. I try to avoid it anyway, and I think that like for 99.9% of time, I think you can see that I can. But when I am having my show in here, this is not a public radio channel. This is between me and you. And if you don't like the way I speak, if you don't like the way I say, if it occasional swear word offends somebody, you can always turn it off anyway. You know what I mean? And there is no in no means why this is forced on you. Okay, so when I, for example, speak about like once in a blue moon, 10 10 years. I think I had this YouTube for 10 years or something like this. And one time, once in 10 years, I have been sort of sharing with YouTube about how I fell down, how I felt sad, and yeah, some more things like that. And I think I'm allowed to do that. I'm probably gonna do a separate post on this. I don't know, but I think that once a year, everybody is allowed to do absolutely desperately sad post. I think, like, for me, those are sort of the rules for me. So, like, if a year passes, I get one of those. I'm allowed to make a sad postcard. Because I think that's the way it is. Okay. Um, what do you think anyway? Do you think that that people should be allowed to make a said post like once in a blue moon, once a year, maybe? I mean, I'm the last person who would want my channel to become about whining and about sad things and everything like that. But like I said, I think that once a year I'm allowed to have this card and I can save it. So be ready. Since I've had this channel for 10 years, I think that I am allowed to be said on air at least nine more times. Okay? Yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? And if some people think that they are triggered by what I say or some stuff like that anyway, I say, you can always turn it off anyway. And why? Why would I be, this person who has to have all this responsibility and never ever gets to be like the way I am, the real me? If I can't be that here, where on earth can I be this? I think this is my breathing hole. I think I'm using it not to go insane. And I'm writing some stuff. I'm speaking on air sometimes, and yeah, I mean, you can find little bits and pieces of me almost everywhere. Like I said, I've been quoted on Fox. I've been on another major worldwide network, and I've been on couple sort of radio and TV stations. So yeah, there are some small pieces, and when I'm out there, I'm always controlled and things like that. But this is something that is for me and you. And I think there's this, like I said, the word lagom, like a Swedish idea, that the reasonable amount of something, like a balance. This thing. And I think that being sad or being very depressed or extremely depressed once a year, it's a thing that I can allow me. What do you think? Do you think that once a year is too much? Do you think that it's not okay to have it even on a private channel like this anyway? Do you think that one should be always this totally controlled person and 100% positive about everything? Well, I don't think. Uh, yes, yes, exactly. I'm about to go as well. It was very nice meeting all of you people, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And we'll be seeing each other soon. Bye. Bye.